right, welcome back to episode 138 of Two Drunk Brothers in a Podcast, presented by the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. And we got a little bit of a fun, loosey-goosey episode for you this week. We're going to be back with a guest next week, a pretty big guest. We'll let you guys know that later on in the week. But with that being said, let's talk about gambling. You see, if you're watching on YouTube, you see the money in the background. We're kind of on a little bit of a heater, I would say, like especially for the amount of sports and the volume that we do. I would call it a heater, wouldn't you?
We always say that, and then the day after the podcast comes out, we shit the bed the night before, like we are tonight.
We'll see how tonight ends up playing out. But in the last week, I mean, this is 1 week of betting of all our Patreon picks. 45 and 32, up a little over 14 units. I mean, that is 77 bets in a week that we gave out for $10 a month. So, and if you're a $10 bettor, you bet $10 across the board, you're up $140 right now, just in the last week alone. So, I don't know much more we can say, but it's going to be fun. NBA started tonight. NHL, we're trying to figure some things out with NHL. NBA just kicked off. We'll get it fine-tuned. We found a really, really good slant in the NFL with tackle props. We're 17-5 on those on the year. So just staying hot and trying to win you guys some money.
Yeah, that's the goal. Sorry, I'm trying to do math here. We're sweating this under in the Nets game. There can only be 51 points in the fourth quarter.
It could happen.
It's not happening, but it's not looking great either. But anywho, we're doing solid. So to recap the gambling, let's recap some football over the weekend. Mainly, really, honestly, the NFL slate over the weekend was a stinker. Outside, there was about 4 good games. Of course, 2 of them had to be prime time. Talk about that in a little bit. But then the Cowboys and the Vikings games, which honestly should not have been games. The Vikings were dominating the Panthers, and they blew it. And then the Cowboys, they should have just killed that game. It shouldn't even have been that close. They had 2 turnovers in the end zone.
Yeah, I was watching the Cowboys game. Travis had turned it off to go do some stuff, but I was like, they should have rolled that game. It should have been a steamroll. Dak threw the pick in the end zone that really wasn't his fault. It bounced off a defender or his receiver's hands. I can't remember. And it was intercepted. And then the stupid 4th and goal jump over the lineman to try to get a QB sneak, and it got knocked out of his hands before he crossed the goal line. So, it should have been a blowout, but it was a fun game. I mean, we had Cowboys minus 3.5. So when it goes to overtime and you have minus 3.5, you're like, fuck. Like, they have to get a touchdown. And not only that, the Patriots got the ball first. So then you're like double fuck, because then now the Cowboys have to do is kick a field goal to win. So you're pretty much kissing the spread goodbye if you have anything above minus 3 and it goes to overtime.
Which I wouldn't say most time, but I've been seeing it a lot lately, though, especially with how kickers have been going, where if you're in a position where you can score, though, like, go ahead and score. Like, they're not gonna like get in a field goal range and then just set it up for him, unless you're just a douchey coach that doesn't care about that kind of stuff. But I had a feeling that they were going to go for the throat there and go for the touchdown. They did, and I'm glad they did.
They did. Great rollout. Apparently, Dak got a little hurt on that play. He hurt, like, tweaked his shoulder again, is what I had read. But we'll see. He said it'll be all right. Great touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb. I literally got up and ran around my basement because, like I said, we had pretty heavy 3-unit play, Cowboys minus 3.5, and it paid off. So, big time play. CeeDee Lamb is just too damn good.
Yeah, he is unstoppable. It seems like that offense is rolling, and they look pretty damn good. So can't complain about that. That was a good game.
Also, I got up and ran around on the Trayvon Diggs touchdown on the pick 6 because I thought that sealed it. Like, I thought they picked it off. They went up by, what was it? They went up by 6 at that point. And I was like, oh, man, they got this in the bag, right? They went up by 6 or 1. I can't remember what the fuck it was. No, they went for 2. They were up by 5.
Yeah,
they were up by 5.
Right,
they went for 2 there. But that was insane. I got up and ran around. And then the next play, the Patriots bomb a 75-yard pass down the field to take the
which
lead.
burns Trayvon Diggs because he got turned around, which brings me to a question, or not necessarily a question, but a topic of discussion. Everyone is, super hype on Trayvon Diggs. Yes, he does have seven interceptions. No,
I believe that was his sixth or seventh, I think. Looking it up. Trayvon Diggs. He has Pro Football Reference. By the way, guys, not sponsored, but Pro Football Reference. I love that website. They have a lot of great. Yeah, he has an interception in every single game this year, and had 2 in Week 4 against Carolina. So he has 7.
7, yeah. But everyone is like very quick to call him or I guess have him as a front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. But that wasn't the case whenever Xavier Howard was doing this. What was that? Was that last year or 2 years ago?
He had 10 picks last year. I mean, Trayvon Diggs has 7 through 6 games. I mean,
He'll slow down.
He'll slow down. I mean, he's literally had an interception on every single game, and then 2 in the Carolina game. So, let's pump the brakes on Defensive Player of the Year. I would have to look at the full blown stats. Some defensive ends could win that. T.J. Watt has looked damn good. He looked damn good on was that Monday night?
Yeah, he basically won the game for him on Monday night.
Yeah, I will say Pro Football Focus. If you look at Trayvon Diggs, he ranks 14th in the league in receptions allowed, which isn't bad. He gets targeted a low amount. He's 4th in the league in targets. I don't have a Pro Football Focus subscription, so I can't see everything else. But so let's see how the year pans out. See how he does. I know Travis said he does let up a lot of big plays. I'm not going to call him Defensive Player of the Year just yet, but it's definitely a possibility.
All right. Fair enough. I totally agree. And then we had the Sunday night football game, which was what we were just talking about a little bit with TJ Watt, the Steelers, who beat the Seahawks, in which another game that should have been a blowout. They started out 14-0.
The Steelers just let off. Then they're notorious for that, though. They let off the gas. They never step on the throat.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe that every single team in primetime games just lets off the gas. And this has been a revolving theme, week in, week out. Like every single primetime game this past week came down to the bitter end.
Yeah, I mean, even Bucks and Eagles on Thursday night it did. So
this is something that we're going to have to monitor moving forward because it's been, and maybe we just need to start taking the underdogs in every game. Okay.
I mean, we didn't put out a play on Sunday night. If you like had a gun to my head, I would have said Seahawks.
I picked the Steelers just because I thought it was going to be a blowout, and it very well should have, and was going to trend that direction, and then they just cut off.
Yeah, I mean, we were high on Bucks. I mean, that was a terrible beat on Thursday night. The Bucks literally won by 6, and the spread was 6.5. Eagles going for 2 in that situation they were in made zero fucking sense because it was 28-20. They had just scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point, and you're down by a touchdown. Why are you trying to go for 2? Like that out of all the primetime games that scream like gambling, conspiracy theory, Vegas is involved in, it has their hands on every single NFL game. That's the one I would point to and be like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, especially when you think about Tampa Bay being the most penalized team in the NFL. Do you know that? They have 471 yards against them in the NFL.
And what does that have to do with anything?
Just how they didn't cover the spread. And they get penalized a lot.
What does that have to do with Vegas, though?
Like the Raiders?
No, I thought you were trying to come up with like a gambling conspiracy theory that.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it just seems like fishy to keep these games close for primetime.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with their penalty yards, though? I'm just confused by
throwing flags on them. If they're up, you're gonna flag them more.
Yeah, but if they're the most penalized team in the league, then that means that they do it outside of those games too. So
Maybe you're just trying to keep them close in all the games because they have such a talent advantage.
maybe, who knows? The refs are fucking terrible though. Like, I mean,
That's something that I want to that we were going to talk about. It's just how
yeah.
hard it is to watch some of these games now.
They start like it's only in the beginning, like the first half. Like it was so hard for me to get in that Cowboys Patriots game, even though we had a good chunk of change on it, because of the amount of flags that were thrown in the first half. I feel like they ease up in the second half, kind of let the players play. But in my opinion, you got to officiate the entire game the same way. It can't just be like first half we're going to be very flag heavy, second half we're not.
It would make sense that you say that because Dallas actually has the most flags thrown in NFL games this
It
season.
was like you said, like it was so hard to watch, and like I find myself like late on those NFL, especially this past night is a little different because we started at 8:30 in the morning because of the Dolphins game. Let's not talk about that. But by the time those late afternoon games roll around, I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of like footballed out. You know, like I need a little bit of a break, and I catch stuff on my phone, especially like anytime there's a flag. It kind of disinterests me. Football's supposed to be a fast paced game, and with all the flags, it's not.
Yeah, it's been rough. I just find myself disengaged in a lot when it's just any big play. Oh, called back. Happened on one. Did it not happen on the
Last
Bills
night,
game?
yeah, the Bills had a big return. They called it back, a kickoff return for a touchdown that would have given them the lead late in the game, and it got called back on a very ticky tacky, very very ticky tacky holding call, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I just saw that it happened. I wasn't
Oh
watching the game at the time. I just saw. I was like, oh shit.
yeah, it was very ticky tacky. It was like as the guy was trying to peel away and pull away from the defender after Isaiah McKenzie had already passed him. He was like trying to peel and pull back away and go this way to go get him. And the defender held on his jersey just like a smidge too long, and they threw a flag on that. He wouldn't have caught him. No way in hell. It was
Never know.
it was ticky tacky.
You never know.
So Vikings same way. They had an overtime walk off game that was fun. We had money on that, but they were -2. So if they would kick the field goal, they'd have won either way. It was still cool to see a walk off touchdown. Those are a lot more fun than walk off field goals in overtime.
How did that one end?
Kirk Cousins threw the big touchdown pass to KJ Osborne in overtime.
That's right. I had the money line, but either way, it was still nice to see. It was a sweat, that's for sure, because it should not have been that close. They
should not.
blew it. And then Monday Night Football, probably one of the best ones.
Fun game.
Very fun game. Derrick Henry. I don't know what anyone is thinking. He's the best. He's the best running back in the NFL. He's the best.
Oh, hands down. And people were debating him with Adrian Peterson. He's not quite to what AP was able to do, but he's getting there. Him and Adrian
They're totally different styles of running backs, though.
I mean, Derrick Henry, for how big he is and how like the speed he has is fucking insane. Like,
yeah, I mean, we saw him in the SEC championship game when they played against Mizzou, and he was just a specimen of a human being. It was just bananas. So the dude is phenomenal, which brings us, we could actually not insert all of our Instagram and Twitter Q&As here, but this might be a good spot to at least throw in one of them.
Yeah, we are doing a fan mailbag this week. This is a good spot for it. So
Tommy Brown on Instagram. I used to be with the Chest Hair podcast. Throw that one out there. He said, what goes through your mind if you're a defensive back and Derrick Henry just hit you coming full speed? Probably not a whole lot's going to be going through my mind because I'm probably going to be unconscious.
Yeah, no shit. If he just hit me coming full speed, he did that to one of the Bills defenders, and I mean, he fucking trucked him. I think it was Micah Hyde. I mean, he put Micah Hyde on his ass, and I was like, oh my God, like that was insane. He just lowers his shoulder. What's going through my mind is I'm tapping the top of the helmet when I get up because I want to come out and sit out for a few plays.
Yeah. what's going through my mind when he's coming at me is how do I not get embarrassed on national television?
Yeah. Do you dive at his feet?
That's what's going through my mind.
Yeah. Do you dive at his feet? Like, is that the only thing you can do there to stop him?
I think you kind of lay down, like you gotta kind of like embrace the impact. Like you kind of gotta like go with them. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like when you jump off something high, you tuck and roll. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to like kind of fall into it. You definitely can't go straight at him. Because your body that's just gonna make it worse.
So you're saying like when you tackle Derrick Henry, you're not like leaning in to try to tackle him.
No,
when he comes at you,
you're kind of just gonna let him take you away, but then wrap him up on the way down. You just gotta kind of hang off of him.
It's almost like
drag you that far.
It's like taking a charge in basketball.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's not a bad strategy for all you DBs out there listening.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, you just gotta.
But if you're going at him at an angle though, then no big deal. Hit him as hard as you want.
You can tackle Derrick Henry if you get him either behind the line of scrimmage or within a yard of the line of scrimmage. If he gets that burst 2 yards or past line of scrimmage, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, someone might eventually tackle him once he bounces off a few guys, but once a few guys. Let me clarify. Once a few guys bounce off of him, but that's about it.
Remember whenever during our draft for the Assholes Anonymous League, I had the second overall pick. Obviously, CMC went number 1, and everyone called me crazy for taking Derrick Henry over Alvin Kamara.
I think a lot of people have just been like skeptical, and you were skeptical of him after his first breakout year, and then he did it again last year. And I don't think anyone still knew that. Everyone was still like, maybe one more year. And now it's like, okay, Derrick Henry is officially the real deal.
Once is a fluke, twice for me is enough reason to believe that you're the real deal. Like after he did that shit again last year, he's going to rush for 2,000 yards again this year. I mean, he has 100 plus rushing yards in every single game besides week 1. And that's only because they were getting throttled by the Cardinals and they didn't have to run the ball, or they couldn't run the ball. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think that he was going to have that good of a game against the Bills. I was like, oh, he's going to get shut down. We put out his over on rushing yards, and I'm like, didn't love it. But, geez, he's unstoppable. I mean,
he has had the Bills hadn't a lot of 100-yard rusher in like over a year. They hadn't a lot of 100-yard rusher. So, but they also play in the AFC East, where I don't think the Bills, Dolphins, or Jets, if they threw all their best running backs in a room, they
none of them even have a good running back to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
At all. Which leads me to a couple talking points before we dive into NCAA football and some of the big headlines of that weekend is talking about the AFC East is the Miami Dolphins. We have to talk about them a little bit since me and Jared's, I'm going to put in air quotations, team, because after this weekend,
they're still my team, but I'm not going to actively go out of my way to watch them.
After this weekend, I think it might be safe to say that they are one of the bottom 5 teams in the NFL.
They're better than the Lions. I still think they're better than the Jets. Honestly, I think they're better than the Jaguars, even though they just lost to the Jaguars. That was, the Dolphins players did not lose that game.
I mean, it was on coaching for sure.
Brian Flores got outcoached by Urban Meyer, and the fact that I even had to utter that sentence is fucking disgusting.
Brian Flores could get outcoached by anyone right now. He is not impressive. He has taken the team to new highs and then the lowest of lows.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all my time hop, bro. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing my tweets on Twitter, but like I've been like quote tweeting shit that I was saying a year ago and how hype I was. Like, we were like at this point last year, there was only like 2 teams that had a better point differential than the Dolphins. Now we're bottom in the NFL in point differential. It's just like, what happened over the course of the year? You should not regress that bad as a coach. Like, I was
have 3 first-round draft picks.
I was a Flores backer. Oh, absolutely. I was a Flores backer. And I want to say something right now, and I'm going to hold my word to this. Dolphins fans are very toxic. Travis and I are toxic. I mean, because like it's a toxic franchise. But people who are blaming Sunday's loss on Tua because of that one fucking throw can eat a bag of dicks. It was not his fault. He played a really, really good game. It was 1,000% on Brian Flores and the offensive coordinators.
I'm not gonna blame the game on him. If he was a good quarterback, we could have won the game. But he's not. He's not an NFL QB. I'll say that right now. Brian Flores has got to go. The whole front office has got to go. I don't think there's been a first-round draft pick that the Dolphins have had since we've been fans. So in the last 5 years, that have really panned out to be worth a damn.
Jalen Waddle. I mean, he's the only one that's shown.
Which we have very, very, very small sample size. Like he could, break his knees tomorrow and never do anything ever again. So outside of that, though, horrible. It's pathetic. And they've had handfuls and handfuls of first-round picks to fuck up. They traded away the first-round pick. Granted, we still have another one for this year, but right now, which I think would be pick 3.
Yeah, pick two, maybe even I think.
Horrible.
It doesn't matter. We'd fuck it up anyway. So the Dolphins, I mean, we're saying
all this. We're saying all this.
Watch them go in a fucking heater and like win 6 in a row or some shit like that.
No, not that. But we're saying all this. I'm gonna give it to you early. I'm picking the Dolphins this weekend.
I know. I like it too.
Have to. Underdogs at home. They lose. If they lose this game, I know we said this last week, but it's a London game, big travel. If they lose this game, people are getting fired.
Heads will fucking roll.
If this is literally Brian Flores's career on the line game.
Yeah, I think so too. Stephen Ross will come down the next day with a fucking axe and just start chopping heads. I mean, he will. Like, my father-in-law has been a fan of the Dolphins. He grew up in South Florida, and he goes, Stephen Ross is an older guy. He's always wanted to win, and I think now he's finally probably getting fed up with it because the roster's there, the talent's there. I don't want to harp on the Dolphins too long, but I will say one more thing. I saw the perfect tweet, and it sums up Tua. Tua is not the problem, but he's also not the solution. Perfect.
Yeah, he's not the problem, but he's
a
percentage of the problem.
He's not the problem nor the solution. He's not going to cause us to be in turmoil.
What does that mean? They get rid of him or start looking for his replacement?
I mean, it's not going to come via the draft. I mean, if Deshaun Watson
this year,
if this shit gets cleared up with Deshaun Watson, and I said this on Sunday to my father-in-law, trade Devontae Parker, trade Xavier Howard, and a couple of first-round picks.
It's too late now. And now it doesn't matter.
For Deshaun Watson. Xavier Howard pissed me off by not playing on Sunday, by the way. That was pathetic. I'm sorry.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too late for this year. This year's already in the dumps. Throw it away. Yeah, anyway, a couple other things. Lions, probably going to be the first team to go 0-17.
You think so?
Dan Campbell, I heard this part of my take. He was a player that went winless. Now he could be a coach that goes winless. They're horrible, man. They're horrible. Jared Goff, fucking terrible.
So bad. Jared Goff's terrible, which is great for me because I put out a future at the beginning of the season for the Lions to have the least amount of wins in the NFL. So Jacksonville got their win this week.
It's going to be close. I mean, if they get one, it's going to be wild. But I think they go winless. That's one.
By the way, a pick I don't want to give away too many picks for Degenerates Digest because we've got a little new format for it. But one of my picks is Rams minus 14 and a half, whatever it is, in the Matt Stafford revenge game against the Lions this weekend.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid pick. I like that. We have 3. Our late afternoon games this week are stupid spreads.
They're dumb, and that's the only one I like.
17.
That's the only one I like in the afternoon games.
Taylor Heineke. Why is he an NFL quarterback?
I don't know because he wasn't even an XFL quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. That I don't know. Blows my mind.
When does Fitzmagic come back?
I thought he was out for like 7 to 8 weeks.
Fuck, that's call me crazy. I think they might have won that game on Sunday against the Chiefs if Ryan Fitzpatrick's playing.
So he's expected to miss half the season.
Fuck. So we're looking at like Thanksgiving return for him.
Yeah, probably week 9. Huh? So about 2 more weeks. But at that point, it's going to be too far gone
Wash.
to even
Yep.
matter. But I'm just like, man, if the Washington football team had somewhat competent of a quarterback, granted it did end up being a blowout, but that's because their offense couldn't stay on the field.
Yep.
But if Washington had a quarterback, I think they beat the Chiefs on Sunday.
If not, they definitely make it super close. It wasn't.
Yeah, very, very close game.
Yeah.
You cannot not drive on this Chiefs defense.
Derrick Henry's about to have a fucking field day this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly. Their linebackers suck. Derrick Henry, I want to know how many times Derrick Henry puts Nick Bolton on his back.
I don't know, but Nick Bolton, for how terrible he is, his over on tackle props is a lock every time.
Hey, especially this week. He'll have a lot of assists because damn no, he's not tackling by himself.
No shit. Yeah, so with that being said, and this kind of do you want to roll into college football?
Two more small things, sorry.
Okay.
That's what I want to talk about. Browns defense. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck?
Dude, Baker just needs to not be a hero and fucking sit. I know you got
He's got to take a week or two off.
Dude, he said he's in a fucking sling.
Well, the thing is, it's his non-throwing shoulder, but still, you're going to try to not get hit as much as possible.
Still, man. I mean, he runs around too much to play, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and then they have a short week this week, which we'll get into it, but
and a very
dog shit team, which they're playing, which I want to talk about next, playing the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater.
Said it today.
Finally. Jared said they were going to start out 2-4. He's going to lose his job. They're 3-3. They've lost their last 3 and they've looked terrible.
Yep.
They
look awful.
Is this the game where the Browns defense gets back on track?
I think so. That pass rush is too good. And the problem with the Broncos is they have, first of all, the receiving core. I've never seen a team have a year after year a depleted receiving core due to injuries more than the Broncos. I feel like every year they lose their top 2 receivers. Because right now, they got Cortland Sutton, but their number 2 is Tim Patrick because Jerry Jeudy's hurt. I feel like Noah Fant is always
KJ Hamler's out too, is he not?
KJ Hamler, yeah, he's out. So
Noah Fant can't stay healthy for a fucking 60 minutes. Nonetheless,
Alberto.
Yeah, so it's literally Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick, and I honestly venture to say right now Tim Patrick's the number 1 because Cortland Sutton's smothered by good corners.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at that team and they're just. Yeah, I do think this week that the Browns defense gets back on track. They have the pass rush of Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. They did lose Owosu Kamara to IR today.
I saw that.
So that's a bummer.
And this week they'll probably be without Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
They are. It's officially Nick Chubb is not playing. So that Thursday night game is looking like a fucking snooze fest already.
Yeah, it's looking bad. But we'll talk about it in a little bit because I'm hoping the Browns kind of pull their heads out of their ass. Definitely wouldn't spot them to be a 3-3 team.
Me too. And I didn't either. But I just want to put it on record that yes, I am a Dolphins fan, but I have to pick somebody else to root for. And I just want to apologize to the Chargers fan base because I tweeted that out Sunday morning. I said I'm going to cheer for the quarterback we should have taken, Justin Herbert. They fucking got trampled there that day.
Dude, they got shit on. Was that a fluke performance by Justin Herbert? Was that just a bad outing you think by the Chargers, or was that?
It was. Yeah, I mean, I think honestly the Ravens are that good.
I don't think they're. I think they're good, but I don't think they are that good. I think the Chargers just total mismatch.
I think you look at the AFC. I think it's a 2-pony race on who's going to go to the Super Bowl: Bills and Ravens.
No, the Ravens will find a way to fuck it up.
Probably so. But I will say I'll apologize to all Chargers fans because I hitched my wagon to that pony. I was like, you know what? I have to, after the Dolphins were going to lose, I was like, I got to cheer for somebody else for the rest of the year. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go for the Chargers. The day I say that, they got fucking steamrolled by the Ravens. I mean, absolutely shellacked.
I literally got a new phone, and those like kind of like cartoonized phone cases with the players on them. I was gonna get Justin Herbert one because they don't make any good Dolphins ones, and nor do I want that on my phone right now. And I was gonna get Justin Herbert one, and I was like, maybe I'll wait a week and see if he bounces back on Sunday.
Yeah, no shit. So we had to talk about that. So one more thing, because I think we can a question we got asked from the mailbag was going to lead into another topic, so we'll leave it for that. But for those of you who didn't watch college football this weekend, I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get to watch a ton of it. I did watch the Saturday night game. And the Tennessee fans, you got to be fucking disgusted with yourself.
No, that's awesome. I love it. Great for the sport.
What?
Yeah, that's awesome. Fuck the referees, dude.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was clearly.
I don't know if it was clearly. I think that was very, very close. He was very close.
I don't know, man. So why don't you run the listeners through the play we're talking about?
Yeah. So the Tennessee had 4th and 24. Basically, they needed to score a touchdown to win the game, right? Yeah,
yep.
Touchdown. They get like a 23-yard gain. He gets tackled like right at the first down marker, and I mean like
close.
Right at it. And this is where we dive into. Gotta have better way of fucking measuring first downs rather than somebody running 10 yards of metal chain attached to 2 sticks 400 feet away and trying to mark it in the exact same spots that it was out on the other side of the field. That just doesn't work anymore. Regardless of the fact they ruled him short, and there was like a minute and a half left or something like that. Very little time. And Tennessee fans just start throwing shit on the field. I'm sure you guys all saw it, mustard bottles. And then Lane Kiffin gets like, I wouldn't say hit. He gets like nicked with a golf ball.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious.
What was more hilarious is that he fucking picked it up and like put it in his pocket and held it for like the post game. Yeah.
That's it. But you got like, think of the guy who threw that golf ball is probably sitting at home so happy right now.
I saw someone, for those of you who haven't seen Rookie of the Year with, but do that under in that fucking Bucks game hit.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. 231.
Nice. 49 points. They couldn't score more than.
So anyway, guys, if you guys, again, not following the Patreon, I put out NBA picks today. I did the under in the Bucks Nets game because 90% of the money in Vegas was on the over. And that's kind of analysis we give you. We always want to fade the public. So anyway, but I saw a meme of Rookie of the Year, which is, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, pause this, go watch it, come back. But basically, it was like a meme, and it said the guy who threw the golf ball at Lane Kiffin, and it's Henry Rowan Gardner in the stands, get ready to throw the baseball. Like,
but you got to know that like that person who threw that, and like the fact that that's so talked about, like, you got to wear some pride on your sleeve. Like all his buddies, probably in a frat at Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
probably like I threw that fucking golf ball.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
But this like who brings a golf ball to a football game?
That's what I was texting. Like, who fucking just has a?
That's got to be just like uncomfortable all day long.
So I got thinking about it. It had to be probably because like Lane Kiffin said it was a range ball. So I bet you it was a kid that like worked at a golf course in town and like got off like right before the game started and just went straight there and for some random reason had a fucking range ball in his pocket. Like you work at a golf course. Like
I mean,
do you keep
no?
Do you keep golf balls in your pocket?
Hell no. Then again, I have a desk at the golf course, so like I have a mug. They're like whatever balls that I'll pick out of golf carts I throw in this mug.
See, that's what I'm saying. So, but if one of your front desk employees, like if they find a golf ball they want to keep, where do they shove it? Probably in their fucking pocket.
Probably in their pocket. And knowing these Hoosiers too, they probably have like skull cans and everything else in their pockets too. So doesn't throw it past me. Did you mention the SEC fined them?
Yeah, $250,000. Do you think it was enough?
Yeah, because that's about what you get fined if you rush the field.
I think it's a little worse than rushing the field, though, don't you think? Because they had to stop play for 20 minutes.
I did think that was a little bit ridiculous. They like cleared the stands and then let them all come back.
No, they didn't. They didn't let them come back. They fucking
They just came
ran.
rushing back.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee got the ball back, had a chance to win it. They were on the 22-yard line, got to run one more play. Joe Milton. For those of you whose name that doesn't, or who that doesn't ring a bell, I don't know.
For those of you who don't recognize that name.
Yeah, he's the guy that was at Michigan. He transferred. So he's the backup at Tennessee. The dude takes off running to the end zone and just casually trots out of bounds as the clock is
the last play of the game. I mean,
what are you doing? Trying to pad your stats?
Like,
I don't care who's behind you. Just chuck it behind you.
Yeah.
Good gravy, man.
Dude, I know, right? It's just like turn around and fucking just huck chuck that thing behind you. Like, I don't care. I don't care if it's.
Do you think that his teammates were pissed at him in the locker room?
I mean, they probably weren't happy, but again, you have to think about he has not taken a snap since week 2.
But dude, we were sitting outside watching it and like drinking beers around the fire, and we're like, they showed Joe Milton, and he was like, he was ready, dude. I was like, oh, he's gonna do it. He's so pumped, and he just ducks it out of bounds for 8 yards. I was like, are you kidding me?
Hey, he completed one pass before that, though.
Oh, I don't care. I was so mad.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So we had to talk about that. Tennessee throwing trash. The mustard bottle. Again, who has a fucking mustard bottle? Like,
everyone was saying that. They had to have went and grabbed it from the concession stand.
But that's the wildness was. Someone's like, I need something to fucking throw. They turn around and run.
Turn around, you're right by the exit. You go snag that thing. And if that thing's half full, you could chuck that thing at least 50 yards.
Chuck that fucking football a quarter mile.
Exactly. And you have, dude, you mean tell me that happened at Mizzou while we were there, you wouldn't throw something.
I wouldn't instigate it, but if people around me are throwing shit, I'd be like, all right, I got to throw something.
Right, like you're not going to be the first one to throw a bottle of mustard. But if somebody's throwing something and you don't have anything, you're finding something to throw.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Exactly.
So we had to talk about a lot of things that happened over the weekend. So let's take a little bit of a break because I need to get a drink. We're going to come back and answer a couple more fan questions and then do our new format of the Generous Digest. So we'll see you guys here in a couple minutes.
Different that the people would like to hear. One is from Jason from the Puck and Pigskin podcast. We have gotten a little bit closer with him with the segment that we were doing on his show. Took a little hiatus, but he asked us, who was the biggest shock, good or bad, so far in this NFL season?
I'll go first. Biggest shock for me is the Arizona Cardinals. I did not expect them to be 6-0. I did not expect them to be.
Did you expect them to be good, but just not this good?
I expected them, like, when I looked at the NFC West, I thought they could have finished last. Let's put it that way. And that's not to knock them, because I also said before the season started that I think all 4 NFC West teams are going to make the playoffs. Seahawks probably aren't going to do that now. Maybe even not the Niners. But like before the season started, like I looked at the NFC West and I thought, hey, all 4 of these teams can make the playoffs. And I think of those 4 teams that do make the playoffs, I think the Cardinals may be the worst. So, yeah, big surprise for me. I mean, right now they're in the driver's seat. When do them and the Rams play? Because I cannot fucking wait for that game.
I will tell you right now. Them and the Rams play. Well, they've already played once.
They did?
Yeah, and the Cardinals mowed over them 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was such an unforgettable game.
They don't play again until... Why can I not probably that drunk? I can't see anything.
2 drunk brothers on a podcast, ladies and gentlemen, staying on brand here.
It's not. Dude, it's like blurry when I scroll. It's like for real. It's not showing it.
I'll tell you right now. I'll pull it up.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. Week 14.
Oh, man, we got a fucking banger for a Thursday night game next week. Packers Cardinals next weekend for Thursday night. That. But then their schedule is like super easy. They play the Niners, the Panthers, the Seahawks, the Bears. They play the Rams on Monday, December 13th.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football.
But yeah, they're good. I didn't think that they'd be this good, but they are good. I would say biggest shock, um, surprisingly, it's kind of weird, but looking at it, is going to be the Washington football team.
Like being bad?
I didn't think they were going to be good, but I also didn't think they were going to be this bad. Like their record would be a lot better than 2-4, because you got to think like they relied on their defense a lot last year, and I don't know how your defense can go from top tier to now one of the worst in the NFL.
Well, it's kind of like you alluded to earlier. Their offense can't stay on the field. That first game when they had Ryan Fitzpatrick, they fucking held their own with the Chargers. They lost by like 3 or 4 points. Ryan Fitzpatrick gets hurt that game. Since then, they've gone 1-5. Or sorry, no, they've won 2 games. But still, I mean,
Yeah, they beat the Giants and the Falcons. Wow.
exactly 2 teams that are combined record are 3-7. So,
But I mean, you look at their schedule and they have a gauntlet coming up. Packers, I mean, then they have the Broncos, who aren't very good. Bucks, Panthers, Seahawks, Raiders, Cowboys. Like they're gonna get mowed over, and it's probably like you're gonna look at them. They're gonna have like maybe 3 wins. And you're like, wow, I didn't think that the football team would be this bad.
all right, I'm going to say right now, the Washington football team will be the first team to take a quarterback off the board in the 2022 NFL draft. Jets don't need one. Jaguars don't need one. Dolphins won't draft one. Well, they can't. Niners don't, or Eagles don't need one.
Falcons.
Do they finish worse than the Falcons, though?
No,
So, yeah, there you go. The Washington football team will be the first team taken.
no, the Falcons won't finish worse than the football team. Or yes, God damn it, the Falcons will finish worse than the football team.
Maybe. We'll see. But I could see the Washington football team taking a quarterback.
Either way, whoever they get, it's not going to help their case.
That's your biggest shock? Really? That the football team is not good?
I would see, like I said, not the fact that they're not good, the fact that they're this bad.
Yeah. Another
Outside of
surprise.
that, like I predicted, I said that the Colts wouldn't be very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be too cliche to say the Chiefs because
Yeah.
that's how they are. Outside of that, I'd say maybe the Chargers. I really didn't think they'd be this good. How about
Well,
that?
are they, though? Because they just got throttled on Sunday. So,
They beat the Chiefs. And
Cowboys. The Cowboys are a big surprise to me.
I wouldn't say that they're that big of a surprise because they were that team before Dak got hurt.
That's true.
They were pretty damn good before Dak got hurt.
And they added more pieces. Yeah.
The Chargers, on the other hand, are like one very, very close ending away from being 5-1 because they not should have, but had a very good chance of beating the Cowboys in week 2.
They did. So, yeah, like I said, the Cardinals for me are just, I did not expect them to be 6-0, and they're on a bye this week, right?
I don't think anybody did, though, to be fair.
Yeah, they're on a bye this week. They don't play this weekend, right?
No, they play. They have a huge spread.
Oh, yeah, they're playing
against
the
the
fucking
Texans.
Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Not doing it.
Yeah, and then like you said, next week we get Packers, Cardinals on Thursday Night Football.
That's got to be the sexiest Thursday Night Football matchup.
I'm gonna say it right now.
Packers money line.
No. 7, 8, 9. I can see the Cardinals being 12-0, going to the Rams on Monday Night Football in December.
And then I could see him dropping 2. I could see him being like 15-2.
Dropping the Rams and Cowboys.
Yep.
Right now, so you can not live bet, but you can take teams' win totals on DraftKings mid-season. Didn't know that. Saw that the other day. Cardinals might be one worth looking into. Let me tell you what it is right now.
Okay, yeah, tell us what it is.
For 30 seconds, I will tell you. I just got this handy new iPhone, and it's super fast.
Fun.
Let's see here. Season specials. No, that's not it. Team futures. Dude. DraftKings has so many things you can bet on.
I bet
your season wins. What's your whose line is it?
Whose line is it anyway? I'm gonna say 13.5.
I don't know where they would be at on here. They sort these things like a bunch of idiots. 12.5, but it's minus 175.
Eek.
I would take it.
I would too. I mean, they're definitely going to win. I mean, that
You
you
think
look
they're
at
going to
the
lose 4 games?
no, yeah, 13-4. No, that'd be 13-4.
No.
They can lose 4 games.
They lose 5 games of their next 11.
No way. Not a
Yeah.
chance in hell.
Exactly. Easy money. There you go.
There you go. Lock it in. Good question, Jason. Let's move on to the next question, which I like a lot.
Yes.
From loyal listener, new recurring guest, Ethan Short, came from Twitter. He said, out of all 4 major sports, so I guess each major sport, MLB, NHL, NBA, and NFL, who would you want to see win a championship in those 4 major sports? But the kicker is it cannot be your favorite team. So for Travis and myself, it can't be the Dolphins, it can't be the Cardinals, it can't be the Blues, and for the NBA, for me, it can't be any team that LeBron James is on.
For me, it can't be Blake Griffin.
Yeah, so let's kick it off. I think the easiest one for me is the MLB. I have 2 teams that I know in mind that I would like to see win a championship.
I have 2 as well, so I'll let you take the first, and I'll go with the one you don't choose.
Oh,
might be
man.
the same. Or you want me to go first? I'll go first because I have a favorite.
Okay.
Mine is the Seattle Mariners.
Okay, cool. Mine is the San Diego Padres. My other one was Seattle Mariners.
So the Mariners never even, not even the fact they've never won one, they've never been to one.
Yeah.
And I just think like they deserve it. They've been competitive these last few years. I'd like to see them win one.
I mean, how many years did they waste of Felix Hernandez's career? Pretty much all of it. So.
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, Griffey played for him. They never won one.
Yeah. That's I was down between the Mariners and the Padres. Both West Coast
I was down
teams.
between the Mariners and the Brewers.
Fuck the Brewers.
I know they're division rival, but the Brewers have never won one either, and they've been around for a good amount of time.
They were so bad that they had to switch fucking division. They had to switch leagues, and they still can't win one. They went from the AL to the NL, so they can eat one. Mine is going to be the Padres. They have been to the World Series twice in 1984 and 1998. Obviously, both times they lost. And like Travis said, the kind of a historic franchise. Tony Gwynn, the great Tony Gwynn, played for them. The late great Tony Gwynn, and I mean, it would just be kind of fun to see the San Diego win a championship because they lost the Chargers. They really don't have any sports besides the Padres, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Padres. They had their chance last year.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of a historical standpoint, not just last year.
I know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's mine from Major League Baseball is the Padres.
All right, let's go on to – we'll switch it up. We'll go to one that's lesser that we care about. Let's go to the NBA just because I don't really have much commentating about mine rather than one that I'd just rather see win it. Right now, I'll go with the Denver Nuggets.
That's mine too.
Another one that's never won a championship. And
although fuck Stan Kroenke.
Yes, that's true. But at the same time, that's probably a team that he doesn't care about.
Sure.
They have a lot of good talent. If we're saying win now, yes, Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., our boy, Missouri native, Mizzou alum. Probably not. He wouldn't really be even called alum, really, because he didn't graduate, I guess. No. But he's on that team, and Denver. How can you hate Denver?
Yeah, I mean. That'd be my pick too. Obviously, you want to see any Mizzou player win a championship. I guess a runner-up for me would be the Utah Jazz.
They were on my list too. They were like close second.
Because also, I mean, they had Karl Malone, John Stockton back in the day, never won a championship. It'd be nice to see them get one, and also Jordan Clarkson plays for them. So
and probably 2 of the sickest throwback jerseys in the NBA.
Yes.
So outside like the Grizzlies, but
the Phoenix Suns is a good one too, though.
The Suns have never won one either. So.
Yeah, Steve Nash and Maury Stoudemire back in the day, but I'm gonna roll with my pick of the Denver Nuggets.
Who was the dude in NBA?
Peja Stojakovic.
That you could just hit in the 3.
Yeah, Peja Stojakovic. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a rap song that has his fucking name in it. God damn it. Let me look it up real quick. Peja Stojakovic. Got the song. It is. Yeah, it's a TikTok song. Polo G's Go Stupid.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to play it for you later. I can't play it on the podcast. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to still roll the Denver Nuggets just because MPJ, Jamal Murray, the Nikola Jokic. I would love to see those guys take one home.
Do you want to go NHL before we go our big one of the NBA or of NFL?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm still blanking on the NHL. I don't know who I'd want to win one.
My NHL one has got to be probably like just one of the hands down like unluckiest franchises ever, and that is the Sabres.
Buffalo, yeah.
They have not won a cup, and they've been around for 50 years since 1970.
Oof. Buffalo Sabres. They lost. I remember. So my only memory of a Buffalo Sabres. I met a Buffalo Sabres fan on my honeymoon in St. Lucia, June 2019, when the Blues were in the Stanley Cup Finals. There was a pub called the Cricketers Pub at the Sandals in St. Lucia that we watched. It was me, like we were there, like there's like 3 other Blues couples there, and we all would go to this pub and watch the Blues games there. And we sat next to this couple one night from Buffalo, and they were so fucking pissed off that Ryan O'Reilly was so good for the Blues. Like, he never did shit here. He was a bum. I'm like, well, maybe you just have a shitty city that no one wants to fucking
I don't care. They could eat shit because I remember when they gave the Blues that horrible goalie. Was it Ryan Miller? It wasn't Ryan Miller, was it?
Ryan Miller came from a different Canadian team, but
we got a goalie from the Sabres, and he was horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Buffalo Sabres is a good pick. I'm honestly looking up because I'm blanking on who I want to pick. Like, part of me wants to say Seattle just because it'd be fun to watch a fucking first expansion team win a championship. But
they're so bad.
They're not good.
No, we got Ryan Miller from Buffalo for 1 year.
Buffalo. Part of me wants to say Vancouver, the Canucks. I don't know if they've ever won a championship.
They have not.
They haven't?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to go Vancouver because that 1 year when they lost, I think it was the Western Conference Finals, they pretty much burned their whole city down. Might have even been the Stanley Cup Finals they lost. But I'm going to go with Vancouver. So me and Travis are going 2 Canadian teams that aren't Montreal or Toronto to win a Stanley Cup for us.
There we go. I love it. Hey, better news. Islanders, Blackhawks. There's 4 goals with 8 minutes left.
Don't fucking do it to me, Ricky Bobby.
But the Wild are going to lose, so we really need that one.
Yeah.
Let's roll into it. NFL. Team that you'd like to see win. I have one that I have. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
It's the Tennessee Titans.
That's mine too.
Especially with this team right now. I think, 1, how can you not love Derrick Henry? Monster. 2, I think it'd be awesome to see Ryan Tannehill just slap Miami with his dick in the face.
First of all, timeout. Let's talk about that. Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee is not the same Ryan Tannehill that was in Miami.
Maybe it's a
culture problem in Miami. We all know it is.
Not necessarily culture in terms of, like just the nightlife and everything, because I don't see Ryan Tannehill really being a partier, but maybe it's just ownership, GM, front office standpoint.
Maybe. I don't know. Mine's Tennessee because they fell fucking 1 yard short of a Super Bowl back in Super Bowl 34 against the Rams. 1 yard short against St. Louis. Yeah.
But they're a team that's never won it. My runner-up was the Chargers.
Yeah.
Because they've never won it either. And, they left their hometown, which a lot of people probably – I don't – do people from San Diego still root for the Chargers?
Yeah, because in that game, I can't remember what game it was. I was watching them. The Chargers super fan that was at all their hearings to prevent them from leaving San Diego was at the game in LA. I mean, it's a fucking hour and a half drive. It's not like, no offense to San Diego fans, it's not like the Rams where they uprooted and moved halfway across the country.
Halfway? might as well damn near be all the way across the country. Nothing's close to Missouri.
Yeah, so it's not the same. You can still jet up to 405. Maybe Catch a vibe.
Maybe we can take a 4-5. Oh, that's horrible. We're probably just making people's ears bleed right now. But yeah, like that. I didn't know. I guess I just forget that it's that close. But it's literally like
with traffic on a bad day, you're looking at like 2.5 hours.
That's literally like living
where I live and driving to a Blues game. That's literally what it's like.
A little bit more, a little bit farther, but yeah.
Okay, that's okay. That's like me driving to a Mizzou game.
Yeah, in Columbia.
On a bad day with traffic, if you're going from San Diego to LA, it's like driving from.
And it's so different in the NFL because there's 17 games. So it's not like a Cardinal game where it's like you'd make the drive on like a weekday night.
Yeah, exactly. So I am also going to say my pick is the Tennessee Titans though, just because of their close proximity to St. Louis. Our grandma Bev was a Tennessee Titans fan for whatever reason. She just liked them, and then also they fell 1 yard short of the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
gotta give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're listening to this and you are a Tennessee Titans fan, you can go buy our King Henry shirt in our merch store.
Boom. Yes, you can. We haven't plugged that in a while. We're gonna have to do something for Black Friday again this year. Come on with some new shit. But yeah, so great questions, guys. We hadn't done that in a while. We picked our 3 favorite ones and rolled with them. But with that being said, thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Tommy. We're gonna roll into Degenerates Digest. We've rambled on a lot, but let's get to the meat and potatoes of the episode, which is our gambling plays. They've been doing pretty good recently. So new format. We're not going to do the primetime games because by the time Monday rolls around, the lines have changed so much. Our opinions have changed. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to give you a lock, an upset, and 3 other picks. It can be college or NFL. Any of these can be college or NFL. Lock, upset, and 3 additional picks. And also I got a fun little college football script that I stole from the great Rico Bosco on Twitter because he put.
Yeah, I just saw that, and you're gonna have to give me some time on that because
that's fine. But
I didn't scroll that far down and see it.
They're fun though. So let's kick it off. Let's not bury the lead. Let's give us our locks. Do you want to kick it off with your lock? Because mine is a college football game.
So is mine.
Mine is Oklahoma State +7 against Iowa State. Why?
Number 8 ranked team in the country. Before me and Jared text all week long, obviously, about stuff too. Before Jared had even mentioned this to me, I was laying in bed on Sunday night, and I already liked this game. Now, is it a game that I can see them being upset in on the road? Big game for Iowa State. Yes. By 7 points, I'm going to take it. Bro, if you look at the matchup predictor on ESPN, Oklahoma State, 21% chance to win this game.
Why?
There must be something that these people know that we don't. I get their offense isn't that great, but their defense is next level.
Oklahoma State, didn't they run it up against fucking Texas on Saturday?
They beat them by 8.
What was the score?
32-24.
Yeah,
but if you look at their schedule, they have knocked off ranked teams 3 weeks in a row. Kansas State was ranked, beat them by 11. Baylor was ranked, beat them by 10. Texas was ranked, beat them by 8.
Hey, I'm sorry. Like Iowa State is not nearly the caliber of Texas at all.
Within the last 3 weeks, both these teams have played Baylor. Given Oklahoma State played them at Oklahoma State, beat them by 10. Iowa State played Baylor on the road, lost by 2.
I don't care.
With the grain of salt. They've also both played Kansas State within the last 3 weeks, but they both beat them. I think this is going to be a close game through and through.
Yeah,
no chance Iowa State beats them by 2 scores.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're going to give me the top number 10 ranked team,
number 8,
a top 10 ranked team.
Oh, I thought you said number 10.
No, top 10 ranked team on the road. I don't care if it's on the road, wherever. I don't care if it's in fucking Mars. Like give 7 points to a top 10 ranked team. No, give it to me all day. That's my lock. 3 units. We may even do 4 because that's both our locks, right?
It's not my lock.
Okay. Well, I have
another. What time is that game?
Fuck if I know, dude. I don't know
I think it's an 11 a.m. kick. It is
Time
2:30. 2:30.
time is a construct developed by the government to
Both
control
of
us.
our locks are at 2:30. So if you're wanting to get really drunk and sweat these games on Saturday, my lock is also at 2:30. And it is a game that is on CBS, Western Michigan at Toledo. Western Michigan 5-2 at 3-4 Toledo is a 2.5-point favorite. That is my lock of the week. They are coming off a win where they rolled Kent State, who's also another solid team, 64-31. And Toledo's coming off back-to-back losses versus Northern Illinois and Central Michigan.
Toledo did take Notre Dame to the brink earlier this year, but it seems like that might have been a fluke.
Seems like it might have been a fluke. Western Michigan has beaten Buffalo, who's been a great team in the last couple of years. They beat Pitt, who is now ranked. They beat San Jose State, who was ranked last year. So they beat a lot of solid teams this year.
Damn.
I'm taking Western Michigan minus 2.5 as my lock.
There you go. Love to see it. Yeah, I like that pick a lot. Western Michigan, a MAC game that probably not a lot of people are going to be watching, but definitely like it.
It is nationally televised though. So,
what is your upset of the week? I'll roll into mine. Mine's another college game. This is a team that I like spread, and I like a money line. And
probably Purdue.
Why? Well, okay, explain, guys. Purdue against at home. Purdue coming off. I know. Here's what I'm thinking Vegas is doing.
They're probably thinking it's a hangover game.
Hangover game. They just beat the number 2 team in the country, Iowa, on the road. But guys, Wisconsin is fucking terrible. They literally let Army hang around for way too long last weekend at home. Purdue's +3 dogs at home against a 2-4 Wisconsin team. They're +130 money line. I'm laying the 3 points, and I'm dabbling in the money line at +130.
And here's what stands out to me. So both teams have very, very, very stout defenses. Okay, Purdue doesn't run the ball a lot, which is fine. Wisconsin has a good run defense.
Yeah, obviously they fucking shut Army down last weekend.
Yeah, which I mean, once you figure out the triple option, though, super easy. You're gonna shut down.
Yeah.
But here's what stands out to me is that Purdue only allows 178 passing yards a game on average. So that automatically to me says Purdue has good corners, has good defense, has good passing defense. Graham Mertz on the other end has 2 touchdowns this year and 7 picks.
He's terrible. He's literally a walking fucking trash can.
Horrible. So
suck an egg, big cat.
First of all, the over/under on this game is 40.
Gross. I'm not touching that. Give me Purdue all day, man.
I'll take Purdue as well.
Purdue's my upset. Give me the 3 points at like 2 or 3 units, and give me the money line at a unit and a half, even at +130. That's my upset. Purdue.
The only thing that scares me is their offense. I'm not worried about them stopping Wisconsin. I'm worried about them scoring enough to win. Because their offense has not been great.
So if you do both, though, if you do the +3 and the money line, that should be enough to cover your ass, though.
Yeah.
Because even if Purdue loses, it's going to be a close game.
I don't disagree. Mine, down between 2. I'm torn between 2 of my upsets.
Give them to me. I'll help you out.
All right. One is the Dolphins.
I honestly don't hate that at all. There's no way this team loses 6 in a row, Travis.
I wouldn't think so either. So maybe we'll give you both of ours this week. I like the Dolphins to win. We already talked about that earlier. My other one, which I think is a little bit better of a pick, is this a Friday night ball game? It is. Friday night ball game, 6:00, ESPN 2. It's Memphis Tigers at UCF.
Not true. Like odds wise, yes, they are underdogs, but
exactly. I mean, they're underdogs.
Yeah.
No matter what way you slice it, right around even money. Memphis is an underdog on the road at UCF, which basically is so the spread is 1.5. So essentially a pick 'em. UCF is 1-5 against the spread this year. Coming off of a blowout loss to Cincinnati, which is not hard to do. They beat Eastern Carolina by 4 points, but then they also lost to Navy. They are Navy's only win this year.
Yeah.
Is UCF. And then you look on the other side, we're going common opponents. Memphis just steamrolled Navy.
I mean, Memphis is a good team. Like they had
Memphis
that
is
one
a good team. UCF allows 176 rushing yards a game. Memphis averages 179. They're RBU. They produce running backs like no other. I think they run all over them.
Yeah, I don't hate that pick at all. Minus 105 money line is for Memphis, 6 o'clock on a Friday night game. Don't hate that. So we gave you two different locks, gave you 3 different upsets. So Travis, since you've already given out technically, because you probably like the Dolphins plus 2.5 as well. So Travis has already given out. We're also going to give.
But I don't want to count that against me
Okay.
right on the podcast. Maybe
We'll
put it on the Patreon, but my official upset is Memphis.
Okay, so we're going to do 3 other picks for the weekend. All my 3 picks, because I gave you my lock is college, my upset's college. I'm also my 3 picks I'm going to give you are NFL because that is what everyone watches every Sunday. My first NFL pick that I like that's additional: Ravens minus 6 at home against the Bengals. I think they steamroll them.
I had that on my slate as well.
Yeah, I mean it's just not even Bengals. Everyone's like, oh my god, the Bengals are finally legit. I mean.
Look what they just did to Justin Herbert.
The Bengals?
No, the Ravens.
Oh yeah. I mean the Bengals just beat the Lions. Whoop de fucking do. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, the Bengals have had outside the Lions game, which I think that just identifies how bad the Lions were. Have played in very, very close games. 3-point win against the Vikings.
Yep.
A 3-point win against the Jags. And then 3-point losses against the Bears and Packers. But I think the Ravens are rolling right now and clicking on all cylinders. So I like that one, especially at home.
Yep, exactly. At home was the big kicker for me.
One of my picks. Excited for the opportunity this week. Jesus Christ. It's like, who the fuck joined our stream? One of my picks. I don't know if I love this one, but it's dating back to how much we shit talked this guy earlier in the podcast. Is Packers minus 9.5. Versus the Washington football team.
That scares me.
If the Chiefs can hold Washington to 13.0 in the second half, I know the Packers defense isn't much better, but I just can't only imagine what they're going to do to them.
All right, it's in Lambeau, so you'll get me to bite on that a little bit. It's starting to get to that time of year where you're getting like late October, early November, where the weather in Lambeau is really going to start being a factor.
Yeah, it will be. Which as of right now, though, because they show you like what the weather's supposed to be. Apparently, they're not going to right now, so that's cool. But yeah, I hear you there.
I mean, they just beat the Bears pretty handily on Sunday. I think the Bears are better than the Washington football team, so I didn't love it when I looked at it. I didn't include it on mine, but for the sake of
the Bears by 10, they beat the Steelers by 10, and then Washington football team's coming off of 2 back-to-back double-digit losses, so it's trending in that way.
Yeah. I don't hate that pick
One
at all.
of my 3 picks.
There you go. My next NFL pick that I like is going to be the Tennessee Titans plus 5.5. I might buy an alternate line at plus 6 at home against the Chiefs. I mean, they just covered against the Bills at home, and the Bills drummed. Not only did they cover, they won, but the Bills drummed the Chiefs 2 weeks ago in Kansas City by 18 points. You cannot give a home team that says good and can run the ball as good as the Titans can against a terrible run defense like the Chiefs 6 points. You just can't do it. So I'm going to personally bet them at 5.5. But if you want to buy the hook to 6, or if you're betting where you can buy alternate lines, maybe get them at plus 6. But I like the Titans in this one.
All right. I don't mind that one at all. My next one is one that kind of scares me, but I got to go with who these teams have played. It's a college football game. It is Saturday at 11 a.m. It is Wake Forest at Army. And Wake Forest, who's ranked now 16th in the country, they're 6-0. They're 3-point favorites. And I know a 3-point road favorite, kind of weary, but that's who I'm taking. They have played a solid schedule. They've beaten teams Virginia, Louisville, Syracuse, all back-to-back. and they've beat them, by 3 points or more, obviously. So that's what I'm taking. I think Army, on the other hand, they're 4-2. They're not a scrub team by any means, but they're just not as good as a team as Wake Forest is, like in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that at all. Army just can't like if you can shut down the triple option, then you are good to go. So I don't hate to pick it all. I'll give you one more pick. I'll make it quick. It's another NFL game for me. I've already said it earlier in the podcast. I like the Rams -4. Right now they're -14.5 at home against the Lions. The Matt Stafford revenge game. You could also call it the Jared Goff revenge game, but who's the better quarterback out of those two? It's definitely Matt Stafford. It's more than
Yeah, I
Matt
don't think
Stafford
Jared
revenge
Goff's
game.
on revenge against anything.
Yeah, exactly. I saw this guy on TikTok. I had to say it. He was going over the top 5 rivalries in the NFL, and he's like going like Ravens Steelers, Chiefs Ravens Steelers, Cowboys Eagles, and the number one was Jared Goff against winning. Is what his number one rivalry in the NFL.
That's facts, though. That is
Dude, so
facts.
right now it's -14.5. I like it better at just the -14, so 2 touchdowns. So I know a lot of books don't allow you to buy points in the NFL, buy half points, but on like DraftKings, FanDuel, or wherever you bet at, you can do alternate spreads. So maybe look at that because -14.5 is -110. Maybe look at -14 is probably -115, -120. Lay a little bit of extra juice on it to cover that, but I do like the Rams in a blowout in this one.
Okay. Don't mind that one. My next one is a Saturday night game. NC State ranked 18th versus Miami. Miami is poo-poo. They suck. They're dog shit. They're 2-4. They have, I believe Derek King's done for.
Yeah, he
right
is.
now. They've lost their last 2 games. They're letting up an average of 30 points a game. Meanwhile, NC State's defense is solid, letting up only 14 points a game. The spread's only 3. I'm taking NC State -3.
Okay, there we go. So that is our additional 3 picks. We got some. These are not going to be Patreon picks. This is like a bonus, fun little script that we stole from Rico Bosco on Twitter. We'll make it quick, but basically he has three questions. This one I think is fun. A double-digit underdog that's worth taking a stab on the money line. I got one for you, and you'll like
Don't
it.
pick the Bears.
No. This is the NCAA. It's college football.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right.
No, yeah, it's college football.
Let me grab it real quick. You go ahead.
All right, so college football, a double-digit underdog that's worth taking a stab on the money line. A Friday night game, Washington at Arizona. I mean, Washington's not good. Neither is Arizona.
Arizona's so bad.
Are they that bad?
Dude, they're that. They're that bad.
Okay, so you just talked me out of that one.
I don't want to put that out and then get steamrolled because I think they're that.
I mean, this is not an official pick. This is just for fun. A double-digit dog that's worth taking a stab at money line. I'm scrolling through the card right now.
So am I. I'm looking.
Let's see, because you just stole my fucking thunder there. That's tough. Double-digit dogs that's worth taking a stab at money line. Bro, I might have to stick with that because that's like the only one I see that I could see happening.
If you want to stick with it, then go with it.
I mean, it's nothing. Oh no, damn it. Whoa, man, no, not Arkansas State. Jesus Christ, they're terrible. Not Tulane either. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do with it. Worth taking a stab, a very small stab. I mean, like a quarter to a half unit. Arizona's +17 at home against Washington. And +575 on moneyline dogs. Just take a stab at it, lay a little juice. I might do like fucking $5-10 on this thing, but I probably wouldn't bet it at all. But if you want to take a stab in the dark, if you are a value chaser, if you're looking at a double-digit dog this weekend, that's worth taking a stab money line. That's my pick. Arizona at home against Washington.
All right, I kind of like mine. Not gonna lie to you. This is a team that we've been riding. I think we're 2-1 when we ride this team, but we're betting against them. It is South Alabama at UL Monroe. UL Monroe is 13.5-point dogs, +400 on the money line. UL Monroe is coming off a win against Liberty.
Okay.
And it's at home. They're 3-3. South Alabama's 4-2, both 1-2 in the conference. So plus 400. I like that at home.
I don't hate that at all. We both took home big home dogs there.
Yeah.
There we
Maybe
go.
maybe something we could be onto here.
Maybe something. We'll have to check it out. I'll probably lay a little juice on both those, to be honest with you. Probably won't be Patreon picks, but you heard it on the podcast first. So that's the first question, this little script that Rico Bosco put together. The other one is is a team that you think is going to win in a blowout, and you would lay an extra 3 points on the spread against them. So, it could be a team that's dogs. You're like, fuck it. They're +7. I'll take them. I'll take them at +3. Or if they're -7, fuck it. I'll take them at -10. What's the team that you're looking at this weekend? You're like, I will lay an extra 3 points against them because that's how confident I am they're going to win.
That's tough.
It is tough. I'm scrolling through right now. I almost want to say Purdue because they're +3, but that'd make a money line. That's kind of those my upsets. So that's kind of weak. It's kind of whack. Okay, I got one for you.
Let's hear it.
Nope, I don't like that one anymore.
I was so ready because I'm having a tough time.
I got one. I think Oregon, they're +2.5 against a UCLA team that to me is honestly not super impressive.
Dude, I don't know. They look pretty good on Saturday night.
Oh,
Oregon's been, dude, there's been 2 times where Oregon's been like LaFraud.
So I'm adding 3 points to a spread here. So you talked me out of that one. Fucking Christ, man.
I got one. I just got to find the fucking game. It's disappearing on me. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, here we go. Fresno State at home against Nevada. Fresno State's -3. I'll take them to win by a touchdown or more.
All right.
I like it. Hey, Jake Haener, baby. Jake Haener.
He won last week for us when we had him. Mine's going to be Pitt at home. Number 23 ranked team in the country playing Clemson, who should have lost to Syracuse. Pitt is -3, so I'll take them -6 as well.
-7, adding 4. Oh, no, you're adding 3 points. You're right.
-6. Yeah. They are averaging 48 points per game, 533 yards of offense a game. They are just rolling on all cylinders. Their only loss, like you said, came against Western Michigan, but they've beaten Tennessee, steamrolled Georgia Tech, steamrolled Virginia Tech. So I like this a lot.
Okay, there we go. So we're adding 3 points. Take some alternate spreads on Fresno against Nevada, make them -6, and add 3 points to Pitt at home against Clemson to make it a -6. I like that pick a lot. This one's might be a little tough. Your best under of the week. So a team like college football is hard to pick unders on because points are scored at a premium with the way the clock works. But what is an under you're looking at? Like, yeah, that's going to hit.
What are you looking at?
I am looking at Oklahoma and Kansas. The under is 67.5 just because Kansas can't score for fuck. Honestly. Like Oklahoma might win this game 50-0.
I don't mind that.
67.5. Like Oklahoma, yeah, they're going to score 40, 50 points. But are you going to trust Kansas to score 18-20? No.
Don't mind that at all. Mine is going to be NFL Lions at Rams. Over under is 50.5.
Okay. It's supposed to be all college, but I'll take it.
Oh, fuck, it is. Damn it.
Yeah.
Gosh damn it. Dude, I suck.
We've had a little too much to drink tonight.
We have. Hang on. I got you. We're coming up. I hate taking unders. I suck at it.
Your boy's the over-under king over here. I've been hitting those lately.
Let's see here. What do we got? We got some good defenses. Look up while I'm looking at this. Look up some of the NCAA's top defenses and shout them out to me.
Okay. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me put this down. Top defenses. All right. We're going to do team stats. Like by score, like scoring defense.
Yeah, scoring defense.
All right. The top one is obviously Georgia. I think they're
Right.
gonna buy. I think they're gonna buy this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't take their under anyway. Maybe give me like 20. Who's number 20?
Houston.
Houston. Friday night game. Might take it. Yep, taking it.
They're not Friday. They're not Friday night.
They're not?
No.
Oh, they're not. They're Saturday. 3:00. Houston, East Carolina. The over-under is 58 points. They only allow 16 points a game. East Carolina allows 28.
There you go.
There we go.
So Travis,
On the fly. You see that?
Yeah.
See how we do things here?
That's how we do things. We actually analyze a lot more on the Patreon, but this was a fun episode. a little bit off the dome. Rambled a lot. Took some questions from some listeners, which is always fun. I am fucking drunk.
There we go. Love to see it.
Yeah.
For the brand.
Wrong sticker. For the brand. That's episode 138. Subscribe to the Patreon, guys. Like, if you gamble, even if you just gamble, like, if you take 10 of our plays a week, I promise you, like, you'll win money. Like, if you take our each day, if you gamble one day a week, and you take our favorite play each day, I promise you'll probably end up winning money, and your return on investment will end up paying out. Just ask David Dodge. The homie's winning with us. So shout out David Dodge. Anyway, we are going to wrap 138. We got a guest coming on next week. He's a little bit of a TikTok famous guy. You guys will be happy to see that. So other than that, happy gambling, happy hunting, and take it easy.
Peace.